Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the VIV Business Presentation. My name is Brian Dalmaso, and I'm a silver partner with the company. And it's my privilege tonight to share with you the VIV business model. And for those who don't know me, my background was actually mechanical engineering, solar engineering. I did some architecture, construction, had my own design, build, architecture, and build company. And several years ago, I got introduced to this industry of direct marketing, and it really changed the way I thought about having multiple revenue streams. It changed my entire life. It's led me to over a dozen revenue streams and growing. And this particular model here has been a cornerstone of some very amazing things. And if you're unfamiliar with the industry is kind of like a gateway into entrepreneurship. It gets you connected to personal development. It gets you working on your networking skills and maybe even your public speaking skills if you're moving into leadership. And the people you meet from this industry will be life-changing. I promise you that. This industry led me to who's now my mentor, is Bob Proctor, and is a close personal friend. And I never would have met him or several thousand other people without this industry. So what you're going to see here tonight is a really unique business model, especially with the times we get going on. But the industry itself, it's a way to leverage and scale and grow. It's a way to set up a bulletproof economy for yourself, just like what's going on out there now, so you don't have to rely on just one revenue source. So VIV is a technology platform, right? It's very similar to like Uber or Airbnb. And if you think about Uber, they use technology to revolutionize the way the taxi industry works. And Uber is the largest car company in the world right now, but they don't own any cars. So think about technology revolutionizing spaces. Think about how Netflix single-handedly shut down Blockbuster. Right? So Airbnb is the same way. They book more room nights a month than all the other hotel companies combined, but they don't own any hotels. Right? So VIV is a technology platform, and we're revolutionizing the way that people use services like electricity and internet, things like cell phone and landlines, home security, TV and satellite, things of that nature. So I want you to ask yourselves, and this is kind of a silly question, ask yourselves, do you use any of these services? Does anybody here use electricity? Right? Do you use internet? Do you use cell phone? I mean, some of these things, they're not wants anymore. They're needs. If I try to take your cell phone away from you, you're probably going to club me over the head, right? So what we're doing is we're taking these services that people are already habitually using, and what we're doing is we're negotiating and lowering the cost of these services across the board. I want you to really think about this. If I could take your same service, your $200 Verizon cell phone, and you get the same service, same everything, but you were paying $140 a month, would you do it? Right? That's really what we're doing here. We have a nationwide network of negotiators that work for VIV that are able to negotiate your bills lower. And the fact of the matter, guys, is there's over $60 billion a year and growing on these services that's being overcharged to people like you and me and your friends and family, right? And just think back 10 years ago. 10 years ago, your internet bill used to be $29 a month, right? Well, now it's like $229. So these costs on internet, cable, and cell phone, they've been going up and up and up, especially over the past decade, because these companies know that you're not going to stop using the services. They got you, right? So what VIV did is we came out with a system called Autopilot, where we have trained negotiators. And what we can do is you upload your bills and we can lower them. All right, I want you to think about how powerful that is. You upload your bills and we can lower them. And what we're doing is, again, we have a nationwide network of professional negotiators that negotiate the bills. So you can see here, it's just simply a matter of opening up your portal on your cell phone or your laptop, clicking on the bills you have, taking pictures with your cell phone and uploading them. It's very much like dragging and dropping on Facebook, right? So as a VIV distributor, you get your own branded website and you're able to just upload people's bills, take pictures, and then the VIV company negotiates those. I want to give you a couple of examples, right? Here's what I did for one of my realtors, and you can see here, we saved her over $1,800 on a Comcast bill, right? So I reached out to her, I said, listen, I have some ways I might be able to help you save some money on your bills. Would you be open to a 5-minute call? And she said, sure. And then what I did is I texted her a 2-minute video. And I said, just watch this 2-minute video. It explains what we're doing. And she did, and she had a question or two, and I answered them, and then she sent over her bills, and we uploaded them, right? So it's as simple as that. And you can see here that we saved her over $1,800. I mean, think about this. This is not like $10 or $20, over $1,800. And you can see here how it breaks down, right? We saved her about $80 a month off of her bill. But more importantly too, she also got a couple of free upgrades. We don't just lower people's bills, we can also negotiate and get upgrades. And you can see here, we got 8 times faster on our internet, and plus we got free Netflix service, right? Now guys, the way the business model works is this is all dead money. What I mean by that is people can't go out and negotiate like we do. They don't have the metadata. They don't know what somebody's paying in Tennessee versus Arkansas versus California. They don't have the skills and the information that we have. They don't know about the taxes and the tariffs and the fees. So if you try to negotiate yourself, you might get a little bit off, but we have the ability to get significant savings like you're seeing here. And the way this business model works is we split whatever we negotiate. So if you upload your bills and we save you $100 a month, we're going to split that, and we're going to get 50, excuse me, 50, and you're going to get 50. All right, guys, that's how the service works. And I want to, excuse me, I want to be really, really specific here that we're not changing your services. We're not switching providers. We're not reducing services. We're literally just taking your bill, using the power that we have in all 50 states to negotiate it down and saving you money. So there's no other direct marketing company in the world that's doing this right now. We have exclusivity on this, right? So it's not like some of the other companies that are out there where they're changing services. Here's an example of a small commercial, right? This was 6 landlines, right? This is just a small insurance company, I think. And you can see here, we negotiated 6 landlines and we saved over $8,000 over the next 36 months. So the way it works, again, they're going to get $4,000, we're going to get $4,000. But it's $4,000 that they never had. And think about all the businesses right now that could use an extra $4,000 on something they're going to pay anyway. Lower their internet, lower their electricity, lower their landlines, their cell phones, right? Think about that. Think about how powerful this is right now as we're speaking. And then also think about all the people that are laid off and looking for work if they were able to just pick up their phone and dial people in their Rolodex and offer to save money. All right, guys, so it's very much in harmony with what's going on right now. So that's the negotiation services. Another thing we have on the platform as a pro member is we also have a travel portal. It's a deep discount travel portal. It's like Priceline or Expedia, except we're able to save 10 to 60% on the same bookings that they have. All right, guys, so we have this booking portal. I use this extensively up until recently. And last year I saved over $8,000 alone just on my own travel. So this is another thing as a pro member that we get as part of that $69 package. All right, guys, another thing as a pro member is we get an app called Outreach. And what this app does is it actually helps you build this business model. If you're sitting at home and you start up this business and you want to reach out to people, you can text 50 or 100 people right through the app. You can send out the little customer video, a little 2-minute video, and this app will tell you when they watch it and how much of it they watched, and also if they start watching other videos, right? So we're using technology to sort of get some metrics and analytics, but it's a very simple app to use. You can reach out for business partners, you can reach out for customers, and we have like 4-part escalation series where you can send one video, and if they want more information, you send another one, and then when the timing's right, you get on the phone, you sign them up, and it's a very, very powerful tool. So again, this is another thing as a pro member that we get. Another thing on the platform as a pro member is something called Medicall. And again, think about the landscape right now. Think about the environment we live in. Like, people are being told to stay home, don't come to the hospitals. We have a telemedicine site here called Medicall, where 24/7, 365, you can get on a Zoom meeting just like this with a nationwide network of doctors, right? So it's good for up to a family of 5 people. So if you have young kids, if you're taking care of elderly parents, if you have prescriptions, you can get your prescriptions filled. You don't have to take the day off of work if your kid's sick. There's no co-pays. This right now, and this is a $29 a month service, this right now is absolutely selling like crazy because everybody's, number one, they want to see, do I have the symptoms, right? And number 2, they just want to make sure that they don't have to leave and, go to doctor's visits, because that stuff's really hard to do right now. All right, guys, another thing on the platform, again, as a pro member, is we get to offer people tax strategy sessions. I want you to think about this one again with the economy we have right now. We can offer somebody for $99 to the public a free, well, not free, but a $99 tax strategy session. And this company goes backwards into 2018's taxes, and the average savings they get is $4,000 to $8,000. There are so many mistakes made by professional CPAs. This is a nationwide tax strategy company, that is very, very versed in like 1099 income strategies. And they can go back and get an average of $4,000 to $8,000. Myself, it's going to be around $15,000. I just did this myself. One of my clients, they retrieved over $40,000, right? Now, as a pro member, you get this for free. But as a client, if you're reaching out to your friends and family, you can offer this to them and say, listen, for $99, we get back an average of $4,000 to $8,000. You might want to do this and claw back some of the monies you've been overcharged on your taxes. So this is another thing as a pro member that's very, very powerful. All right, guys, so those are the services for individuals. We also have a suite of services for corporations, right? We have the same bill auditing. We can go in, or sorry, the bill negotiation. We can go in and we can negotiate their electric, their phone, their cable, their internet. And these are bigger bills, which means bigger commissions for us. And there's no company that's too big, right? You can go into dry cleaners. You can go into a pizza shop. We have a deal going right now with 900 subways. And we also have a deal that's potentially going with Toyota North America. So there's no such thing as too big here. If you have corporate background or connections, we can be getting into some pretty big deals. So phase one is we can negotiate all those bills. Phase two is we can audit all of their utilities and bills, things like water and sewer and gas and electric and cable, things like cell phones and landlines, trash removal. Just there's a list of like 30 items there we can negotiate going forward. But more importantly, we can look up to 4 years backwards and we can claw back monies that have been overcharged. Think about this one. Some of these things go way up into the 7 figures, and the commissions can go to 5, 6, and 7 figures as well. Think about a company that's, doing $10 million a year in these services, and we negotiate and we save $1 million. We're going to split that, right? 500,000 to them, 500,000 goes into the comp plan, goes to VIV, and a chunk of that goes in the comp plan. So there's a few things that separate us from every other direct marketing company in the world. Number one, we don't have to convince people to use cell phone or electricity or internet. We're not changing any buying habits. The billing doesn't change. Nothing changes for the client, and it doesn't cost anything. There's no upfront fees for anything we do here, right? So think about that. We're one of the only companies in the world where we're not asking people to change a buying habit. Number two, I think we're the only company in the world that I know of in direct sales where you can generate 5, 6, and even 7-figure commissions from commercial deals. So there's a few things here that really separate us from the rest of the direct marketing community. And also right now, again, we're not reaching out to people saying, hey, would you like to buy my essential oils? I know the economy's in the toilet, but I'd really love to help you out with your skin. Now, I'm not beating up on essential oils. They're actually a great product. I'm just saying right now, people are not answering the phone looking to spend money. What they're answering the phone looking to do is learn how to earn money and learn how to save money. So right now, this thing that's going on is really driving traffic towards the VIV business model. All right, guys, in the third phase of a corporate deal, we can go in and we can show them how to use these energy efficiency products, things for like heating and cooling, things like walk-in coolers and freezers. We have a whole suite of products that we can go in and sell these guys, and they're guaranteed to reduce energy costs by 10 to 30%. The reason we can say it's guaranteed is because we'll actually go in and do a free pilot program. We'll go out, we'll monitor their energy for a week, we'll come out and put these units on for a week and monitor it again, and we'll do a report that says, hey, you're gonna save $400,000 this year by implementing this. Would you like to move forward? Does that make sense, guys? So you can see here that VIV has done a very, very good job at eliminating and lowering resistance points. It's like, hey, I'd like to be a customer, or reach out to your friends, right? I can show you how to lower your bills. Well, that's cool. How much does that cost? Well, nothing. You just upload your bills. You reach out to a company. Hey, we can do these audits. We can really help you out. Well, cool. How much does that cost? Well, nothing. We only get paid if we save you money. And same thing with the energy efficiency products. Well, how much do they cost? Well, let's find out how much they save first, too, because you end up doing the analysis and it's going to save them $1 million, right? And if it only costs $400,000, like who wouldn't do that? So the company's done a very, very good job. And you can see a deal here, guys. A VIV consultant went out and got a 117 location convenience store. We saved over $500,000 a year going forwards. Think about that. And it was a $60,000 commission for the VIV consultant. All right, guys, so everything from 18-year-old kids with cell phone and internet, all the way up to the largest companies in the United States, we're in all 50 states that you can find. We have something for everybody on this platform. Now, let me talk a little bit about the company. The company was founded as a B corporation. What that means is they were founded as a for-purpose company. And they also signed up to get audited as a B corporation. You might want to Google that. They get audited every year by the government. They track metrics, things like employee satisfaction, customer satisfaction, consultant satisfaction, right? What we're doing here. And they also have to give at least 1% of all revenues to empowering communities all over the world. So if you're wondering about the heart of the company or how we were founded as a B corporation. If you do a little research on that, that'll be self-explanatory, right? And part of what we do is we have mission trips. We have several mission trips a year. We're going to Honduras in June, and we're actually going to give, right? We're going down there to help them build latrines in their community, and we're helping them by doing a give back trip, right? And we do a bunch of these things every year. We can even have customers and clients join us on these things too. So it's called One at a Time. It tells you a lot about the culture and the community of how the company was founded. And speaking of the founders, our CEO, Cami Bamey, is more than qualified to lead the ship here, because if you look at her background, the first 10 or 12 years of her life, she was a marketing major. She had her own marketing and branding company, top-notch marketing and branding company. That's why our branding here is so well, because she has that expertise. And she was actually hired by a company to be the chief operating officer in a direct marketing company and help grow that company to be the 59th largest direct sales company in the world. Now that may not sound like much, 59th company in the world, but I want you to think about something. Most of these companies are all over the world. They have multiple countries they're operating in. That company only operated in 22 states in the United States, and it got to 59th in the world. So that says something right there. So she's been on the corporate side. She's been on the marketing side. She's also been on the energy side. She's a member of the White House Business Council on sustainable energy, and just more than qualified to really lead this team. And the last thing I'll say, guys, you can see here, before she reached age 30, she was recognized as one of the top 40 under 40 of the professionals to watch as an entrepreneur. So I can't say enough about Cami. She's a dear friend and a fearless leader with a major, major vision here. All right, guys, let's review the value proposition, right? Right now, with what's going on, millions and millions of people at home, we're offering a home-based business where they can earn money just by helping people save money. We can offer to get $4,000 to $8,000 back on taxes people have already paid, right? That's on average. I've seen these go way higher. We can lower taxes going forward. The fact of the matter is the reason they can get $4,000 to $8,000 back on last year's taxes is because there's errors and things that you could be getting that you just don't know. So that lowers taxes going forward as well, right? We have the home-based Medi-Call service. People are needing this now more than ever. And lastly, guys, we can reduce people's monthly bills. We don't have to wonder about this, and there's no cost to do it. So think about this value proposition as we're moving forward in this uncertain times that we have here. And just think about if you want to be a change agent and help people really, really impact their lives during times of need, because that's what we're really doing here. All right, guys, so what you're getting, if you decide you want to be a consultant, it's less than $200. It's a business in a box. All the marketing, all the branding, everything you saw here, access to everything. We have hyperlinks, we have affiliate links, we have stuff for ClickFunnels and landing pages, social media marketing. Again, we're a technology company, so our technology is single-handedly the best in the industry. You're not going to find any better technology in a direct marketing company, right? So everything you need to run your business is here in a business in a box, including your own personally branded website. All right, guys, so let me go over the ways we earn, and then we'll open up for questions and answers here. There's only two things we do inside of this company. We get a handful of customers, and we teach people to do the same thing. And for doing that, right, there's 5 different ways we can earn money. The first way we earn money is upfront commissions. Everything from $75 for a pro membership to $150 fast track, which we're going to talk about, all the way up to what you saw was a 6-figure commission, $60,000 on a commercial, and even up to 5, 6, and 7-figure commissions. So we get upfront money in a lot of different ways. The second way we get paid is called residual level pay. Now, this is the monthly recurring residual income. This is like the retirement plan. We have about a 96% retention ratio. And the reason is people don't stop paying their cell phone. Think about this. They don't stop paying electricity. Back in 2006, 7, and 8, people stopped paying their mortgage for 3 years, but they didn't stop paying electricity, cell phone, internet, cable, because those companies will shut you off. So we have a recession-proof business model. I want you to think about that. And I'm very, very thankful that I've been building this model for over a year, because now it's one of my core streams, right? So we get residual level pay. We get paid on all the bills that we enter. And as we're sponsoring other people, as we're sharing this business model, as we're building a sales team, we can build to unlimited width. You could show 4 people how to do this business. You could show 400 or 400,000. We get paid to unlimited width over the next 3, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years, right? As you're building your book of business. So this is the most powerful compensation structure in direct sales. You're getting paid on everything. And then as those people that you're showing the business start to show the other people, that's your level 2. And then they show people, that's your level 3, right? 4, 5, and 6. We get paid 6 levels deep in monthly recurring residual income as people are paying their electricity, phone, cable, all these little bills. All right, guys, so this is the annuity side of the deal, or the retirement plan side of the deal. And again, with that kind of retention ratio, if you get a customer today, there's a 95% chance you're going to get paid on them, but you're still getting paid 10 years from now on that same customer. All right, guys, that makes sense? The third way we get paid, again, if you've been in direct sales, this is very, very powerful. Everybody that comes into our company from other companies, they absolutely love this, because what we're doing, instead of a rank advance bonus one time, as you build your business, you get a weekly guaranteed paycheck. I want you to think about that. So instead of a $5,000 bonus, you get $100 a week, but you get $100 a week for life, right? As long as you maintain the rank of partner here. So instead of 5,000, you're getting 5,000 a year. Well, 10 years later, that's 50,000, and 20 years later, right, it's 100,000. So getting a weekly paycheck is way, way better than getting a one-time bonus. Even though the one-time bonus might seem sexy, it's not really doing you any favors. It's doing your employer favors. All right, guys. The fourth way we get paid is generation pay, and this is very similar to residual pay, except it's geared towards leaders in the company. It's sort of a leadership generational pay. And this can pay dozens and even hundreds of levels deep as you build a book of business past partner and gold partner and executive and above, right? You can see here it pays generation over generation. The fifth and final way we get paid is quarterly profit sharing. This is very much like I get with the General Electric company. They take 2% of the profits and they split it amongst the people that are in the platinum partner pool. So platinum partner and above splits what could be a very, very large chunk of money. And they do the same thing at the executive level, another 2%. So I want you guys to fast forward. I always like to look at the bigger picture. 3 years from now, when the company passes $1 billion a year, right? Whatever the profits are, let's say they were 100 million, they're going to take 2% of that, which would be 2 million, and put it into a pool and split it amongst maybe a dozen people. So think about splitting $2 million amongst a dozen people, right? There's only, not everybody gets into direct sales and goes all the way to the top. Matter of fact, the bulk of people, if you could just make an extra 500 or 1,000 a month, they're happy and they're satisfied and they're improving their life. So these are leadership pools that really drive people to strive for excellence and to reach out and help people and build big teams. All right, guys, so very, very robust compensation plan. Let me just get back into the slide deck here. All right, guys, so at this point, this either resonates or it doesn't. And again, this is not something we're going to try to convince you to do. If it makes sense with what's going on, if you want to be a change agent, if you want to start your own business, it's $189 to become a pro member, which is one time. And then it's $69 a month for the pro membership, which includes the travel, the medical, the tech rescue. It includes the outreach app. And it also includes your free tax strategy session, which is just more value than I can even talk about, right? So for $189, you're getting all that value. And $69 a month, it unlocks all 5 ways we get paid, and you're up and running. What I would say, if this doesn't resonate with you, is become a customer, right? Become a customer. It doesn't cost you anything to upload your bills. There's no risk. If we can't save you any money, you get a nice email that says, congratulations, you are paying the absolute lowest you possibly could be for your cell phone. So that's the worst thing that would happen. The best thing that would happen is the average savings for a VIV customer is $1,150. If they upload 3 bills, the average savings across those bills to date is $1,150. So you have a lot to gain and nothing to lose. I would say either A, become a customer, or B, if you'd like to become a consultant, we're going to answer questions here, and then you can get with the person who brought you and dig a little deeper and see if this is something that might benefit yourselves and your family. All right, everybody, I'm going to open up right now for a live Q&A. If you're new, or not, even if you're a new consultant or if you're new to this and you have questions about becoming a customer or becoming a business partner, feel free to unmute yourselves and let me help you do that. Just bear with me. All right, you now have the ability to unmute yourself, so raise your hand and we'll answer any questions you guys have.
Hey, Brian, this is Giovanni. How are you?
Hey, what's up, brother? It's good chatting with you last night, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. Thank you. Just a quick question on the commercial end. On the equipment, like the Intelli HVAC and things like that, is it only for US-based customers or can you go national on that?
That's a really good question. We can actually go international only on the energy efficiency products. We do have the ability to go international with those. Everything else you're seeing here, guys, is all 50 states only right now.
No, I get it. That's what I wanted to know. But as far as the actual energy savings for the commercial, so yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
Good question. I know my main man Nolan. I know you had some questions, but I don't know if I answered them all. If not, feel free to unmute yourself and hit me up.
You know what? Can you go over the fast start again? How that works?
Yeah, we're going to train on that in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, just so you guys know, if you're new to this, the first part of this presentation here, we always show the business model. You guys can bring people here, very transparent, like you saw, very straightforward. And then we answer questions. Then the second part, as soon as we get done this, we're actually gonna train on fast start. So.
Okay, thank you.
Very cool. Any other customer or business startup related questions?
Brian, I have a question.
Sure.
Okay, the customer gives you a credit card. So the credit card is used to pay you, and how does that work? Like, how does it get from their credit card into your pocket?
Sure, that's a good question. So the way this works, let's use an example. Let's say we save somebody $100 a month on their bill. VIV, the company, is going to bill them on the credit card. It's not you or I. So VIV, the company, bills them 50% of that. So $50, right? We save them 100, we bill them 50. Now, out of the 50, VIV takes somewhere between 30 and 40% of that and distributes it to us as consultants throughout the compensation plan that I just showed you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Perfect.
Brian, I have a question.
Sure.
This doesn't relate to everyone, but it's critical to me.
Sure.
As a Canadian, how does this impact me? I could certainly know enough Americans that I can get involved in it, and I would like to.
Sure.
Just wanted to check on how it affects me.
The only thing you need to look into is whether or not, I'm not sure if you need a social security or not to start this business, because it is a US based business. So I would, let's see, I'm going to give you guys a number. You can email support@justviv.com. If anybody has any, because people asked about Puerto Rico too, and I can't remember what the answer was there. But if you have any questions like that, support@justviv.com.
Thank you very much.
Because I actually don't know the answer to that one. Any other questions relating to a customer or starting a business?
I got a question.
Sure.
I'm in the energy field. I do solar. I have a lot of customers that aren't fully offset, and I've signed up a couple people. I just started doing this. I haven't really paid much attention, to be honest. I've been so busy. But I'm curious to know, like, how many people do you have to get on before you get compensated? I forget if I don't think there's a credit requirement, but is there what's the minimum usage you need in order to get into?
Yeah, so a couple of things. Number one, you as a distributor get compensated the second you input any bill. No, sorry. You get compensated for every bill. One bill you get compensated. It does take 30 to 60 days, up to 30 to 60 days to negotiate, but as soon as negotiated, so there's no minimum requirement. You could upload one bill. Now you're going to get a very small residual, but you don't have to get like 10 bills or 10 people or anything like that. As far as electricity goes, they have to use at least 2,500 kilowatts a year. That's about 240 kilowatts a month. It's a pretty low amount. But what I want you to think about is electricity is one of the smaller things we do. Every single one of your clients has a cell phone and internet. What I would do if I was you is I would go back through your past book of business and say, hey, I have some more value propositions, and these ones are completely free. All we're going to do is upload your bills. You know, we helped you out on solar. Let me help you out with your cell phone, internet, even things like security, dish TV, cable. There's a whole host of other things. So for those of you with other businesses, just like I have a construction company, what I did with my clients is said, here's some additional free services I can offer you. If anybody here is in real estate, this is a no-brainer. You can go back through your entire book of business during the downtimes and say, hey, listen, I'm just reaching out to my community. I wanted to help you with some money-saving things that we have. Thank you for being a past client. Let us upload your bills. So anybody here, if you have other businesses, this can bolt right onto what you're doing, especially now, because some of you might be less active than you were out there in the public doing your thing. Any other questions before we move into the training, guys?
I have a quick question.
Sure.
For the tax services, if you have them look at your taxes, does that mean that you have to switch your services to that person?
No, good question. It absolutely does not mean you have to switch anything. Matter of fact, if you're a pro consultant, the audit is free, and they'll say, hey, listen, this is what we found. We can save you about $10,000. If you want to move forward, our fee, I think it's $1,500 or $500, I don't know what it is, but you'll know everything up front, and you don't even have to move forward. If for any reason you don't want to take their advice or move forward, you don't have to, and you absolutely do not have to switch to them going forward. You could literally take what they found and hire them to go get the money that they found, but then you could take that to your account and say, listen, these are some of the things they did, right? We want to change these going forward. Now, for me, I'm switching. Like if my accountant didn't know this stuff, shame on him. Like I'm switching, but you don't have to switch. I do want to be clear about that.
Thank you.
Oh, Betty Ann said it's $600. So they charge you $600 if you move forward with that. So if they're going to save you $4,000 to $8,000, they charge you $600. That's a pretty good deal. Any other questions before we move into training?
Hi, I have a question. Do you have an income disclosure statement?
I know in the terms and conditions we do. Is that what you mean?
I'll email them about it.
Yeah, I know in the terms and conditions. I mean, it all depends. Honestly, it depends what you do. If somebody starts this business and does zero, they get paid zero. If you do what I'm doing, you're going to get paid very well. So it's everything from zero to a lot. But we do have in the terms and conditions an income disclosure statement that shows you how to make money and things of that nature.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. All good, guys? Anybody else? All right. Well, I appreciate everybody for coming. If you're seeing this for the first time, I appreciate you coming. The next phase of what we're doing here is actually a training for new consultants and existing consultants. So if you're brand new, you can either drop off or you're more than welcome to hang around and watch as well and learn from us here. What we're going to teach you is how to get to $2,000 this month as a brand new consultant. There's some incentives and bonuses on the table right now that make it fairly easy to get to $2,000 or $3,000 if you're working. All right. So the first thing, guys, if you're brand new, you should be getting an email, a fast start email. In that email, there's 4 steps. Step number 1 is become a pro consultant. Step number 2 is to upload your bills. This is single-handedly the biggest thing I see some people missing. They get so excited and they just start recruiting people, right? And they don't upload their own bills. Do not make this mistake. Do not make this mistake. You want to go through the customer experience. It helps you to move towards your first bonus. You want to upload your bills. So I want to make sure that you guys all understand how to do that. And to do that, I'm going to sign into the back office here. All right, just bear with me. So if you're a new consultant and you haven't uploaded your bills, you need to log in to your back office. All right, you need to log into the back office. If you're already a consultant and you didn't upload your bills, then you can't upload them on your front page. You have to log into the back office. And what you do is you log in the back office and you'll see right here at the top, it says upload your bills. So I want to be very clear. This is for consultants that have already joined, but you haven't uploaded your bills. You would come here, you upload your bills, you click on residential, you click on the state you're in, and you're going to see your list of choices, right? So if you have a cell phone, you click there. If you have internet, you click here. If you have a bundled service, like internet, TV, and cable and fall all in one, you click here. So you click on the services you have, And it could be security, satellite radio, pest control, a whole bunch of things. And then you proceed to checkout. All right, you're gonna see that your information is already filled out, including your credit card. And then from there, all you gotta do is enter the information, right? If it's a phone, click on whoever you have. I have Verizon. And then you drag and drop the bills, just like uploading a picture to Facebook, right? You drag and drop the bill from your desktop. And in order to get the bill, there's 3 ways. You can take pictures with your phone, right? You can literally take pictures with your cell phone and email them to yourself, and then drag and drop those. You can drag as many files in there as you want, or you can download this file from your cell phone or internet provider. You can download a PDF, or you can scan the physical bills. 3 ways to get them. Make sure you guys understand how to do this, and the way to practice is with your own bills. Don't skip this step, right? Don't get in front of a customer and not know how to upload a bill. It's fairly straightforward, but you want to make sure you're doing this, all right, guys? And then you just follow the bouncing ball, and I clicked on a couple things. You just drag and drop the bills. The biggest thing I do want to show you guys is that I think every phone service out there has a PIN number, right? You got to remember your 4-digit PIN, or you need to call your provider and get your PIN number. When you set up your phone, could be 10 years ago, right? You might need to call them. Make sure you're putting in your PIN, right? So that you can move forward with the process. All right, guys, so make sure you're uploading your bills so that you can move towards the fast track. Now, the fast track is 30 points. Now, we get 20 points just for being a pro member. Now, I want you to think about this. Let me back up a second. The other thing that I've really become very aware of, every single person in all 50 states should have a home-based business. I want you guys to understand this. If you're new to this or if you're old to this, every single human being that's in this country should have a home-based business just for the tax write-offs alone. This can be part of your value proposition. When you're talking to somebody, say, listen, you've been getting paid W-2 your whole life. You're getting paid, you're paying 35 to 40% in taxes. Just for opening a home-based business, that can drop down to like 20%. Think about that. You're talking to $10,000 to $20,000 more a year in write-offs. Writing off your car, your cell phone, your internet, your gas, some of your groceries, all your Home Depot, half of your home, right? Insurance, automotive repairs, vacations, travel, everything. I don't have any personal bills, guys. I have 0 personal bills. So make sure you understand how to talk a little bit about this when somebody's on the fence, like, oh, I'm not too sure if I want to start a home-based business. Well, it's like, you're missing out on a tax code if you don't, right? And if you guys need help explaining that, get with your upline, right? Show the video, get your upline on the phone. We'll explain all this stuff. Make sense? So I was getting off track there a little bit, but as a pro member, you get 20 points. You upload your bills, usually 3 or 4 points. You're at 24. You're talking about uploading 6 more bills. That's 2 or 3 people. That's your mother, your brother, your friend. And this is what relationship marketing it is, right? It's you're reaching out to your warm market. And even if you have to lean on the relationship, listen, I started a new business. I need your help. It's not going to cost you anything. It's not the thing I did last year. Let's just upload your bills. We can save you money. You play the 2-minute video and you show them how we can save them money. But the point is it's very, very easy to get to 30 points. And that's where you get your bonus of $150. Right? If you're sponsoring people, you want to be a responsible sponsor. Help them understand they want to get that bonus, right? So that's $150 right there back in their pocket, all right? Now you as a mentor are going to get $50 for that. For helping them get to 30 points, you're going to get $50, right? So the first step, become a pro member, upload your bills, get to 30 points. Step number 4 is repeat. That's it. You just start showing people. Use the 15-minute presentation we have. Bring them to Tuesday nights. Quite honestly, if somebody goes through this webinar and they don't see it, it's not for them. I wouldn't try to convince them after that. They don't see it, that it's not for them. It's okay. What I can tell you is a lot of people see it. You're telling me you're staying home. All you're doing is helping people save money. I can get $4,000 to $8,000 back on my taxes just for joining this thing. And I can get $10,000 to $20,000 in write-offs just for joining this thing. And we have medical, right? If that doesn't make sense to somebody, it's not for them. Just go to the next person. Don't get hung up in trying to convince somebody. This is not a product-based company. It doesn't take a lot of convincing. All right, guys? So from there, the next step is you just sponsor 1, 2, 3, 4 people. 4 people. And then you work with those 4 people. You help them get 30 points. When you do that, you're going to get an additional, let me think about that. You're going to get an additional $500, right? You get bonuses for pro members, and you get bonuses when they hit the 30 points. So there's an additional $500. So now you're up to $650. So ideally, guys, when somebody signs, within 2 days, I want them to get the 30 points, 2 or 3 days. Let's sit down with your brother. Let's sit down with your mom. Let's get on a Zoom. Let's do this together. Help them get that, right? It pays you to do that. The next week, I'm going to work with them and help them sponsor their first 4 people. And then help them get the 30 points. That pays you $650 for doing this, right? Now that's within the first 2 weeks. If you're duplicating that and these people are doing the same thing, you're gonna have some very excited people and you're gonna have a lot of momentum in your team. Now here's the beautiful part. Right now they're running a promotion. They're running a promotion and they're running this through the spring. So I think it's April and May. That very same set of activities, instead of $650, it's gonna pay you $1,650. Think about that, right? When you sponsor 4 people, you're gonna get an additional $250 on top of the 300. When you help them get the 30 points, you get an additional $250 instead of the 200. And then the other requirement, no, I shouldn't say requirement, the other way to get another 250 is to have 20 personal customer points yourself. So it could be 20 bills or 20 points if they're more than 1 point. That's another $250. And if you do all 3, they give you another $250 for doing those 3 things. Does that make sense, guys? So right now, then you're at $650, and you can keep repeating this. That's why I said you can get to 2,000 or 3,000 this month. Sponsor 4 people, work with them, get to 1,000. Sponsor 4 more people, work with them, there's another 1,000, right? It wouldn't be hard for somebody to get to $3,000 this month, even if you've never done network marketing before, if you're hungry and if you plug into the trainings. All right, guys, so what I want to do is let's open up for any questions on that, because this is the foundation of what we do. You sponsor somebody and you help them to get to 160. I see that Madison's got a new sponsor on her right-hand side. You don't even know the dog's there, do you? So any questions on this, guys? It's called the P160 wheel. If you help people get to P160, that's all you have to do. You can get to the top ranks in the whole company. 4 lines, helping people get 30 points and helping them sponsor. Any questions on this, guys?
I do, Brian.
Sure.
Is there any way that we can find this in the back office in
What's
regard
that?
to the promotion that's going on for spring to show
Oh yeah, it's all over the place. It's in your back office, right on the front page. I might even be able to put it in the chat. Hold on a second.
Yeah, it would be great to put it in the chat for other people who don't have access to the back office.
Well, everybody has access to the back office.
Well, not new people. Like if it
Oh
was
yeah, if they haven't signed up yet. Yeah, if they haven't signed up yet, yeah. I don't know if I have a link that I could share. Does anybody have something, the actual flyer they can?
Brian, I've got it. I'll put it on just a second.
Thanks, brother. Jay Ray, man, you are just a fountain of information.
I got a question.
Sure, bud.
So with the taxes, you said between 4,000 and 8,000. What's the figure you guys are talking about gross annual income to get that to equate to that much?
I would have to ask Courtney about that. It's really, I mean, obviously there's some number there, but it has more to do with, like, if people are using TurboTax, or even, I use a professional CPA. Like, I have half a dozen companies that we use, and even he was missing this stuff. I'm guessing it's probably 50K a year. It's the average median household that they're basing that off of, which is 2 people earning a total of 50K.
I'm glad I made you chuckle, because this just made me chuckle.
What are you chuckling about, Julie, so we can hear you?
Sorry.
You're like, with the mute is funny. You're gonna be doing something at some point.
I hope not.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
This is Leslie. Anthony Tong is on the line, and he's a guest, and he had a question too. I'm not sure if you saw it in the chat.
Oh, I didn't. What is that? Let's see.
Anthony, go ahead.
Can you repeat it? It must have went by. I didn't see it.
Yeah, it went by really quick, so I've got to find it in the chat.
Let's see.
Yeah, my question was, you guys just jumped into saying back office, and I'm just wondering, is that your intranet then?
Oh yeah, so you get for the $189 you get a personally branded website. We call that the front page. It's a www. It's a website, right? But you also get a login on the website. We call that the back office, and this is where all your reporting is. This is where all your customers are. This is where your commission tracking, all the affiliate links, the hyperlinks, all the videos, the resources, the training, everything you need to run the business is in what we call the back office. But it's really just a login on a web page. Does that make sense?
Hey, Brian.
Hello?
Yes, Brian, I had a question on the Outreach app. As you send out invites and people engage, you get points. What do those points apply to? Is it the rewards points, or how does it apply?
I am going to have to defer to somebody who knows that question. Does anybody else here know that question? I think it is rewards points, but I don't want to overspeak.
On the Outreach app, Brian, it's track. There's little contests here and there that they put out.
Okay, so they're not VIV rewards. They're separate. They have contests and do. Okay, gotcha.
I'm telling you, basically, everybody using that app, where you stand, how many times, you know what I mean? So it puts you in a standing also. Who's using it the most? Who's getting the most responses? Things of that nature.
Yes, they got a little gamification back there.
There'll be some fun things coming with that. They'll be doing some contests and some fun activities in the future.
Any other questions on this initial thing? It's very, very important at this stage of the game. You guys are all leaders here. We're part of the first, less than 3,000 people. So we want to make sure that this culture of getting to 30 points and holding people's hands, helping them earn money, we want to make sure this repeats and duplicates, you know?
Hey, Brian.
Hey, what's up, brother?
What's going on? Hey, quick question for you. With everybody transitioning to working at home, I do believe that one of the benefits of being a pro member is the tech part. What's some of the information that we can get on the tech product that we have, or the service that we have?
Yeah, when people enroll as a pro consultant, they actually get an email specific to the Outreach app. If you don't have it or don't remember it, I would just email support and say, can you send me the directions, or can you resend me the email that guides me on how to set up my Outreach app?
No, not the Outreach app, and that's great information, but we have something called Tech Rescue. Oh,
Tech Rescue. Yeah, sure. Okay, got you. Yeah, so Tech Rescue, we haven't really highlighted that much. It's very similar to the Geek Squad at Best Buy. It's a 24/7 access for any technical question. If somebody locks up their phone, if they can't get in their email, some people lose their email, or the computer freezes up, they get the blue screen of death. Anything technical from, satellite or dish or cell phones or internet, I'm guessing it's more towards older people, but probably younger people too. But it's called Tech Rescue, and it's just a technical service. It's a hotline. They can come onto your computer, they can unlock it, right? Things of that nature. So if you ever had anything happen where you had to get an Apple tech or a Dell, a PC tech on your computer or on your phone, they can help you with that.
Okay. All right. Just because a lot of people it was attractive to somebody, because a lot of people are now working from home.
Absolutely.
So they're having more technical issues. Absolutely. Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you, sir.
Solid. Appreciate you.
Hey, Brian, I have a question.
Hey, what's up, bud? That sounds like a Rob Watton, but I can't see you.
Oh, Doug, Wisconsin.
Doug. Oh, you sound like Rob.
You had mentioned that we're helping our customers upload their bills. How are we doing this remotely?
I do it on Zooms, just like this, right? What I do on a Zoom, I don't know if you guys if you're not familiar with Zoom, I would Google it and get familiar, because it allows you to do a screen share where they can upload their bills and you can see it and they can enter their credit card. Like, you don't have to do anything. They can do all that stuff, but you can screen share just to make sure that the process goes smoothly.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so I'm doing it that way. It's I'm so used to Zoom. This is what I do. That being said, if you're not used to Zoom, you can just pick up the phone. You can guide them to your site. You can stay on the phone. I mean, you could FaceTime and look at their screen, right? There's a lot of ways to solve that one, but you could guide them through this. You know, if you're on the phone and they're on their computer. You guys should also have the Fast Start email too, if this is duplicating properly. And on that email, there is a 4-minute customer bill upload tutorial. So you could actually guide somebody to your site, send them that link, and it's a 4-minute video that literally holds their hand through the process and just make sure they're checking the boxes, they're putting their PIN number in, and things of that nature. Anybody else?
Hey, Brian, I emailed you that clip for the promo. It wouldn't let me copy and paste.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can.
I'm on my phone right now, so I'm limited.
Gotcha.
Sandra's got a question, Brian.
What do you got?
I have a question. I have like 10 friends that they're supposed to send me the bills, and they were like so excited, and they're like, okay, I'm sending it now. And then they didn't send me, like they didn't upload the bills. So my question is like, should I go back to them in a day or two and ask them like, hey, what's going on? Or should I wait? Like, what should I do?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so now you're just getting into traditional sales, and people are busy. Some people are even panicked. Like, a lot of weird things are going on right now. So don't assume that they're, anything other than busy. So you probably will have to follow up with them, and just do it in a polite way. It's like, hey, I just wanted to reach out. I'm sure you're probably busy, but I'd love to get on the phone. I'd love to walk you through, signing up your bills so we can get you some savings and help you out here. But I would follow up the very next day, and me personally, I'll follow up every single day until they're either in the business or one of us dies. That's up to you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Here's the one thing I promise you guys. If you do have to sort of lean on your friends to get it done, after it's done and the bills get saved, they're going to thank you for it. Like, my dad saved over $1,200 on a Comcast, but I had to keep following up with him. I had to keep say, Dad, let's go. You don't understand. Oh, okay. And he finally did it. And then he was like, oh my God. Then he joined the business.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, what's up, bud?
Hey, it's me again, this guy. All right. So real quick, the commercial situation, right? The commercial side of things. How do we get that really going? I was having some internet issues at the beginning of the call, so I don't know if you really followed up with that or addressed this situation. But I know a lot of people that have a brick and mortar company. And so how do we do that from an audit standpoint? Do we call an auditor
No, it's much more simple than that. What you do is, in the back office, there's a commercial lead generation form. Right. So let's say you knew somebody that owned a big company. You reached out to your friend and said, listen, you either say, I have a set or I have access, whatever. You might say, a buddy of mine goes around the country working with companies just like yours. And what they're doing is they do free audits. And they audit things like cell phone and internet and TV. And they can audit, water and sewer and gas, all these things you've been overspending on. And they can go back 4 years and claw back monies. You can even say, I don't know exactly how it works, but I know it's free and I can connect you with my buddy. So that's one thing you could do. So you could remove yourself from it if you want. And I would recommend that for a lot of people. Like, if you were waiting tables yesterday and now you're a commercial tax auditor, like, people know that stuff. So a lot of the times I tell people, disconnect from yourself. Listen, I have a friend who's an expert. They go around the country. They work with companies just like yours, and they negotiate all their, cell phone, internet, cable, TV, and it's free. The service is free. It's contingency based. And I know they can look 4 years backwards and pull back money that you've been overcharged. Would you be open to a 5-minute phone call? right? Now there's a form in the back office. It's a little commercial lead generation. And all you're doing is writing down the company, the contact name, a phone number, and it goes to a guy by the name of Joe Guglielmo. Matt Payne, do you know his email by any chance? I think it's, I'm not exactly sure, but.
I got it. You want for commercial guy?
Yeah, why don't you put that in the chat here?
Yep.
So on the commercial side, all you're doing is a lead generation. You fill out a lead submittal form, you email that in, but the conversation goes something like that. If you know a chief operating officer, if you know a VP, if you know somebody that's a utilities manager, and they can get you connected, just pique their interest like that. And see
Right. So what about the smaller places, like the mom and pops, like a chiropractor or a massage
a mom
therapist?
and pop, that's just like a residential customer. We can't do audits for small companies. They have to be spending more than $100,000 a year on things like utility and stuff.
Gotcha.
So if it's your chiropractor, it's just going to be the cell phone, the internet, the cable, the TV, the dish, the security, and they're no different than a residential. It's just more money for you and for them, but no different.
Got you. So on those smaller ones, we can't go back 4 years. They
Correct.
have to spend over. Okay, that's what I needed to know.
The cutoff is 100,000, but it doesn't take much to get to 100,000 because you're talking electricity, water, sewer, gas, cable, phone, internet. Like when you add these up, it's like 20K here, 4K there. It's not hard to get to 100K, but it's probably not your small chiropractor. You know what I mean?
Right. So we just treat them just like everybody else and just saying, as far as moving forward, we could decrease your bills from here on. And then if they're larger, we can go back 4 years and get the dead money.
Exactamundo. That's correct.
Got you. Boom. Thank you.
All right, guys. Guys, I got to jump to another webinar. Hopefully you got some value out of this. I appreciate each and every one of you. I can tell that we're just, we're busting at the seams here. This thing's really growing fast. So now is the time, guys. I promise you, now is the time to build this business. Get out there and help people. Be fully transparent. Don't think about yourself. Just think about helping your friends and families and neighbors. And if you focus on helping them, the message will come out just like it's supposed to, and you'll be helping some people out. All right, everybody? So be well and God bless. We'll see you soon.
God bless everyone.